My name is Michael Watson. I am lucky enough to be the Deputy Principal here at Coastal Lakes College, and I would like to thank you for spending some of your time with us this evening on our Year 6 Parent Information Night. As Shane mentioned, I'm here to talk to you about our house system. So our house system is something that we have established here at Coastal Lakes College, which I believe is the backbone or the spine to how we run a lot of things here at the college. So when schools first start, in our second year now, they don't start with things like factions and houses and teams and all those things. So we felt it was really important for us to develop a house system that was representative of every single individual in the college, staff, students, and school support staff as well. So what that meant for us is we had to think about what it was that we were really trying to recognise within our students. We understand it is important to recognise the individual traits and characteristics of students and to celebrate those because every student is an individual. However, it's also important to recognise those characteristics and traits that we have in common with our peers and our colleagues and to celebrate those as well. So in doing that, we have come up with a house system that represents the 4 main personality types that tend to be found within the general population. And you can see those on the screen behind me there. So our 4 houses are our analysts, our diplomats, our sentinels, and our explorers. And we use a quiz that's based on some significant research by a few organisations in the United States to help split our students and our staff into those 4 categories. So our analysts, they are our purple house, and the types of people that tend to find themselves in those houses are those students that are really willing to question ideas and to push others in new directions, to try new things and to learn. Our analysts are really strong-willed, and that makes them really great leaders across the college. They're very open-minded and they're confident in what they go about doing. Our diplomats are our greenhouse. Our diplomats are extremely reliable. They have strong personalities and very positive vision. They are optimists. They see the glass as being half full. They are willing to step out of their comfort zone because they are naturally curious. They want to try new things. And they're our talkers. They love to have a chat. They will have a chat to you about something as mundane as the weather or a really deep conversation. So they're quite happy to do that, and they also make great leaders within the college as well. Our red house is our sentinels. Our sentinels, we tend to find, are our students that are very, or place a lot of importance on law, order, rules, procedures. They are very organised. They are very loyal, and we can rely on them to do what it is that we ask of them, essentially. Organisation, as I mentioned, it comes naturally to them. They like clear process, they like clear structure, and we tend to find that a lot of our student leaders across the college do tend to fall into the Sentinels house. Last but not least, our gold house or yellow house, they are our explorers. Explorers would describe themselves as a people person. They want to experience everything that there is to experience in life. They're very naturally relaxed, they're very welcoming. And because of that, they are quite likeable and popular amongst their peers and colleagues as well. They're also creative and practical. They like to use their hands, they like to get outdoors, and they aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. So that is essentially our house system. Like I said, it does form the backbone to the college, and as we evolve over the next few years, that will become further embedded into everything that we do across the college. So it's not just things like your sport carnivals and so on, but it's in academics, it's in our social emotional learning programs and student welfare and things like that as well. So it is a big part of the college. Moving on, we are aware that starting high school can be very nervous. Quite often, I'm a parent myself. Quite often, it's us parents that are more nervous than the kids when it comes to starting high school. And we are aware that a lot of your students are starting to think about high school already in year 6. The transition into high school, that does not start in year 7. We believe that it does start in year 6. Right, so we do run a very, very comprehensive transition program, which hopefully some of your children have maybe spoken to you about already. So our transition program is essentially run across 2 days for each of our local area primary schools, and we also run it across 2 days for students that are either out of area or in our non-partner primary schools. Transition day number 1, which sort of happens sort of early in the year, be the end of term 2 or at the beginning of term 3. We really look at what it takes to be a successful student in high school and what it takes to be a successful student at Coastal Lakes. So Shane talked about our keys to success before through the You Can Do It program that we run across year 7, 8 and into year 9 next year. We talk about those skills. We talk about the skills of persistence, organisation. We talk about resilience and having confidence and getting along with our peers. Those are those lifelong skills that we need our students to develop in order to be successful here at the college. We talk about the values, the ethos and the attitudes that underpin everything that we do here at Coastal Lakes College. Basically what success looks like as a student, what it feels like as a student, and what it sounds like as a student. So we pull that apart in depth with the students. We talk about, on transition day number 1, the different structures that are present within the school that allow them to achieve success and to achieve to their best. So that means introducing them to our pastoral care team, our manager of positive support, people like our chaplain and school nurse and so on. Those people within the college that are here to help students when they're starting to feel the pressure, when they need someone to talk to, when they're trying to deal with the everyday challenges that school and just growing up presents to us. On the second day, the second transition, which is held towards the back end of the year, the year 6s will come up to the college and they will basically experience a day in the life of a CLC student. So they will participate in as close to a normal timetable as we can provide. So they will attend all of our MESH subjects. So they will do a maths, an English, a science and a HAS class with our heads of learning area. So they get to meet those staff. They're very important. They will also have the ability or the opportunity to participate in an options class as well. So that might be a PE class in our gym. It could be a food technology class or a drama or visual arts class or something like that as well. That gives them the opportunity to experience some of the subjects that are on offer across the college. We go through things like how to read a timetable and what that looks like, and answer some of those questions, I guess, that they will have in terms of what's going to happen on day 1 and what's going to happen on day 2 when I start here next year at Coastal Lakes. So information is going home to our partner primary schools about transition over the next few weeks. And also please pay attention to our Facebook page for further information about transition and also for the transition days for our out of area and non-partner primary school students. One of the other amazing things at Coastal Lakes College that we provide for our students, and also something that is really, really important for us, is the many opportunities that we provide our students or offer to our students to be involved in things such as leadership and peer mentoring and so on. We understand that a lot of our students come to us from their primary schools and they've been faction captains and student counsellors and things like that, roles that they've enjoyed. We want to take those leadership skills that they've got and we want to build upon those in a much deeper capacity. Being a brand new school and growing over the next few years, those requirements for students to lead across the school are going to increase, and therefore we need them and rely upon them to, I guess, help us to establish a really positive and strong culture across the college as we grow. So once again, our student leaders will participate in our various programs like You Can Do It and so on. They'll also do some leadership training as well, which we provide within the school, either through our positive support team or some external agencies as well. And they will be heavily involved in operating and organising a lot of the activities that we run across the school, such as assemblies and carnivals, competitions, and things like that as well. When it comes to contacting the college, we run a platform called Compass. So Compass is the platform that we use to do things on a daily basis, such as attendance for our students in classes. We push out our electronic work packages. We provide assessment outlines through Compass. So when students enrol at Coastal Lakes College, they are provided with a Compass account, and parents are also provided with a Compass account as well. What that means is that as a parent, you can log into the Compass app or through the Compass website, and you can actually have a look at the individual attendance of your students, so you can make sure that they're in class when they said they've been in class. You can have a look at things like the homework that they've been given and set, the assessment tasks that they've been given, what marks they've been given for particular tasks, and so on. You also have the opportunity to contact teachers directly via email through Compass, so that's quite often the easiest way to get a hold of your child's teachers is through email, so that's probably the best way to do that, through Compass. And when your child is going to be absent from school due to illness or appointments and things like that, you can also notify the school through the Compass app. So more information about Compass will be sent home through our enrolment packs and also through our students next year when they commence at Coastal Lakes College. I guess we're talking about your role as parents. We see your role very similar to ours. Okay, we all know it takes a village to raise a child, and we want for our kids the same thing that you want for your kids. We want them to grow up to be the best young adults that they can be. We want them in 5-6 years time, from the day they start to the day they graduate, we want them to become absolutely the best, fine, upstanding citizens that they can be, and to represent not just themselves but the community and the Coastal Lakes community, as best as they can. So the cornerstone of that relationship between the school and you guys as parents is really clear and open communication. We find that the more clear and open the communication that we have with home, the better support that we can provide for our students and the best we can meet their individual needs. There are times when you will have questions and you will wonder what's going on at school. Please contact the college and find out, all right? We have plenty of staff here that are available to speak to, either to parents or to students. We will address any concerns, queries, questions that you may have. And we would encourage you, like I said, to get on the front foot and really to make contact with the college. We will do whatever it is that we can to ensure that we can deal with any problems that potentially may arise for your child, to involve them and to teach them how to solve those problems as well themselves. Okay. Because we know growing up, it's a challenging time. Being a teenager, it's a bit of a roller coaster. Lots of ups, a few downs. It can be a bumpy ride at times. We acknowledge that. We're aware of that, and we are wanting to work with our families to deal with those bumps as they come along. So please, we really do want to work closely with you as parents. Like I said, we are a team, and working together, we will be able to essentially get the best outcomes for your kids and for our kids. I've talked about contacting the college via Compass. That's one of the main differences, or one of the differences, I should say, between high school and primary school. So, structurally, high schools are completely different from primary schools. You know, we're similar in that we go through the curriculum, we offer, your core mesh subjects and specialist subjects and things like that. And we want the kids, same as your primary schools, we want the kids to be the best young learners and turn into the best young people that they can be. But structurally, there are some significant differences. So for us, the classroom teacher is always going to be your first point of communication. If you have any questions or concerns about what is happening in the classroom, you know, your child's struggling with a maths assignment, or they don't quite understand what's happening in science, or there's some issues with some maybe behavioural issues in the class, whatever, please contact your child's classroom teacher through the Compass app. That's your first port of call. If you've got a few other concerns, or maybe a few more significant concerns around a particular subject area, the heads of learning area would be your next point of contact. All right, they are available. You can get their details through Compass or by contacting the college or just emailing the college, and your email will be passed on to the suitable person. If you've got concerns that are a little bit more complex, concerns around behaviours or the social emotional learning of your child, we have a well-established and highly experienced and capable positive support team. So that includes our manager of positive support, coordinator of positive support, our lead EA, our nurse, and our chaplain. All right, so they are the people that you would contact if you had concerns about things like tricky relationships that your child might be having with their peers and things like that. Okay, they are the people that are on the ground. They are the ones that will work with your child to put particular things in place in order to teach them and to guide them through the problems that they are dealing with at that stage. If you have even further queries, the manager of positive support is who you would contact. All right, and if she feels it necessary and it requires a bit more intervention, then she may refer the problem onto myself or to Shane, the associate principal. Very rarely in a high school does the principal get involved with dealing with those types of student concerns. Structurally, it's just not really. I guess the principal doesn't know exactly what's going on with individual students, okay, because the principal's concentrating more on the strategic direction and development of the school. So those day-to-day things that happen in classrooms and so on, please, like I said, classroom teachers first, they're your first port of call, heads of learning area, and if it's more to do with things like the mental, emotional well-being of your child, our positive support team is who you would get in touch with. And if it needs to be referred on, then our manager of positive support will refer it on to the appropriate people, such as myself. That's pretty much it from me. Once again, I'd like to thank you for spending the time with us this evening. And